This is the Titan Futures 1 point a day challenge. Earning your living executing trades from the comfort of your home seems a lot more cool than most 9 to 5 gigs. Trouble is, if you don't know what you're doing, you can wreck your portfolio. But with our trading instructors, BK, Soto, and Mitchell, you'll learn how to day trade the futures market. Streaming daily, 9 to 11 a.m. Free. This is a free trading education channel. The Titan Futures 1 point a day challenge, where everybody is welcome. Get in the chat, ask us questions, learn. And now your instructors. This is BK, Soto, and Mitchell.
Hey, good morning, welcome. It's Friday, October the 11th. You're checking out Titan Futures 1 point a day challenge YouTube channel, so I appreciate you being here. Hope everybody's well and had a great yesterday, and hope you have a great day and a great weekend coming up. So I just want to tell you thank you for being here. Alright, so we'll kind of jump right into it here. So what you see on my screen here, or your screen actually now, is the legal disclaimers. Just understand that everything we do here is for educational purposes, okay? Also, any trades that you decide to take is based on your own decision making, okay? Nothing to do with us here. What trades we take here is not any way, shape, or form a trade recommendation, okay? It's strictly just something we're doing here for educational purposes, okay? So just read over that and make sure you take full responsibility for what you decide to do. All right. Unfortunately, we have to do that and get these legal disclaimers out of the way. So, all right. So that's done. So let's move that off the screen here. All right. I got a chart. Oh, got a possible trade coming up here. Gonna be a quick one here. Looks like. I don't know if I'll get into it in time. I'll put an order down here. So I'm kind of jumping pretty quick here. I didn't know had a trade setting up, and it looks like it's already coming into play. So I got to watch that. But
yeah, I'm sitting at 66.5. I had to move it down from where I was just because of the 9 o'clock candle.
Yeah.
I didn't like the close of that. So originally I was sitting at 67.75 to front run it.
Right.
But like I said, I had to move it down just because of that candle.
Sure.
So.
Anyways, at 66 and a quarter. So, but all right, but yeah. So thanks for being here. Sorry about that, guys. We had to the trade is actually taking place when we're opening here, a potential trade anyway. So we had to at least point that out. But thanks for being here. Check out the description below in the channel, below the channel, in the description there. You'll see kind of what we're about and who we are and what we're doing, and kind of what we want to do here as a group. Not a long description, not a lot of rules. You know, just keep it positive, be fun. Have if you decide to talk in the chat, we love the interaction, but just make sure you're positive, okay? Ask any kind of questions you have for sure. We'll definitely want to answer those. But what you will see, you have Soto, myself, and Mitchell as traders here. So we'll kind of you'll hear us talking throughout the process here. We all kind of bring a little bit different perspective into the trading world, so it's good to hear all of us talk. But so that's it in a nutshell. So in the chat, you'll see some videos of links, some links to videos I've posted about kind of our tools and what we look for, and as far as the trading opportunities go. So let me kind of bring those in real quick since we're talking about that. But yes, so please take the time to check those out. That'd be great. Like I said, we got Soto here. Soto, how you doing this morning, man? Everything good?
Doing great, buddy. Yeah, perfect.
Good. Any trades this morning?
Nope, no trades. This will be the first one if we get picked up here.
If we get picked up. All right, cool. All right, so let's again, I gotta make some adjustments here. But yeah, we're just checking out a trade right here in one of our zones that has been drawn up prior to price action getting here. And you can kind of see on my chart there we show that. So we're just looking for potential trade here. We're looking for price to get, I'm looking for price to get a little bit deeper in the zone here, even though it bounced off these areas I have drawn up with some lines. It's bouncing off that a little bit there, but I would like to get a little deeper here. We have a little more confluence down here, so I'd like it to get a little bit deeper for us. And and look to take that, and I'm willing to risk my point at that price and location. So we'll see if price wants to get down there and give us an opportunity. And if not, then that's okay too, right? So that's the thing we got to think about here. Volume is a little high coming in there, and we knew that just because of the break of the 830 candle was going to have to push through that and needed volume to do so. So volume is decreasing right now, so we'll just kind of keep an eye on here and see what we got going on. But we're definitely in an area of potential trade, so let's keep an eye on it. All right, so if you're just joining us, thanks for being here. Sure do appreciate it, guys. And let's see if it wants to get down here and give us an opportunity to make a quick trade this morning. That'd be great. We'll see what it can do. But again, the tools of trade we look for is price action, volume, support and resistance, supply and demand, and order flow. Okay, so right now we're looking. We got our support and resistance and our supply and demand zones drawn up. We're looking at volume increasing, now decreasing into our potential trade.
Order filled.
Now in a trade here, so we'll see if it wants to give us an opportunity.
I'm
First thing in the morning, you're in at 50 or you're at a quarter?
I'm in at 50.
At 50, all right. I'm in at a quarter there, and he's in at 50. So hopefully to give us a good bounce for both of us, and we can kind of make a little money this morning, getting an early start and make a little money here. I definitely think it's a good area. Whether we're in at the right spot, I don't know. We had a lot of confluence there, so order flow shows us some big buyers there. So we decided to get in at that point, and if they want to go a little bit lower, they can do that, not a problem. But hopefully we're looking for a little bounce here and kind of get our point and get the day started off nicely. But we'll see if it wants to do it. You know, it's 3 ticks into our favor right now. We'd like it to go. I need to go a couple more so we can kind of take out our first profit target and move our second position into place, into a +1 tick scenario. So we'll kind of watch it and see if it wants to do it. We'll just have to be patient, guys. That's kind of it. That's what we're looking at this morning. So we're in our first trade if you're just joining us. So check that out. We'll see if we can get something moving here. It wants to bump, but it's not showing real commitment yet. So we'd like this thing to push for us to the upside. Just give us a few more kicks and we'll be okay with it, right? So if it wants to come on back down, let's go up a couple more ticks before it does that. It's kind of how I'm talking. And I'd like, if it wants to bump off of that 67 and 3/4 support there, can do that. That was support. It's now resistance. It can do that. How about let's just let it push on up there and take us out first. So that's what we're hoping for. We'll just see what it wants to do. A lot of sellers right here in this area. So that's kind of the problem right now. We're bumping into some heavy selling going on right here at let me see here, right at 67.5, 67.25, 67 even. Some big sellers there, so we're kind of pushing up against them. So but we got a buyer. We got a pretty strong buyer also at 67.25, so that's kind of helping us for a second here. So if we don't push through here in a minute, I might go ahead and kill this trade here because of all the selling right there. But I'd like to give it just a few more seconds here and see if it can push through it. If I don't see any increase, yeah, it's kind of hard time here, but it's putting in a, yeah. Hey Soto, I think I'm going to go ahead and move 1 tick in the profit here since I can. And if it wants to take me out, that's okay. But I'm going to go ahead and move 1 tick in. I don't like it taking its time here. So I'm at 66.5 at 1 tick of profit.
Stop filled.
Yep.
Yeah, I closed. I'm with you. I closed the 1 tick of profit.
Okay, same thing. It took me out, so that's good. So just a lot of selling going on there, and it's just not bouncing like we would expect it to happen, right? So that tells you there's definitely a battle there. So nice job there with understanding price action and order flow and volume. We're kind of seeing that, you know, hey, we should have bounced pretty nice there with all that support, and we just didn't. So that tells you there's still some selling pressure here. We got other opportunities in this area, so we'll definitely let's go ahead, since we've got a few seconds here, let's go ahead and talk about some zones there. Soto, what do you got drawn up there? On my chart, I got quite a few. We're actually in a zone. Yeah. It's bouncing off the top of a zone at 5 o'clock. You have that one?
No. So this one that we're in right now is a 7:10, but
Right,
you
it's a
have the 5
7:10.
o'clock. 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I have a which is actually where
Oh,
the
okay.
7:10 bounced
Yeah.
into that. See, so we had a
Yeah.
lot. That was
I
the
see.
reason why it's a good area to take a trade, right? Because you have double confluence there from a zone and a zone
Yep.
top of a zone, right? So we were willing to take that trade. It's just got some heavy selling pressure, and we're probably going to get a little bit lower, but we're in the zone, so we got a potential look
Yeah.
for that. So
And then,
we'll keep.
what do you think about? I have it's kind of overlapping 445 and the 440 candle.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the one I've got right there. I've kind of got it zoned down a little bit closer. Yeah, I got the 440 zone. I kind of narrowed it down as much as possible, right,
Okay.
on this initial look. So I got the 440. Yep. There's quite a few zones
Great.
we could
Yeah.
actually draw here, so today. So I
Yeah.
got 440. I've got one at 420.
4, 425. I have the 425.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, 420,
Yep.
425 is fine.
And I think our strongest zone is going to be the 410.
Yeah,
It overlaps with
right.
1 hour
Yeah, I like that
candle.
zone. I haven't drawn it yet, but that's a
So
very strong zone. We know we're gonna get a bounce out of that. So we'll
yeah,
go ahead and
so
draw
it's going to
that
be
because
great
there's a
there.
lot of support right there. So to the left, so we'll definitely draw that. So we got a lot of zones drawn, obviously. That's what we got to be careful of and kind of watch because we have a lot of potential areas of bouncing. We just got to look for the right opportunity. Um, One thing I will point out real quick, I'm going to pull my chart back in from yesterday, kind of look at it, and you kind of see I've kind of left an area on my chart to where you can see from yesterday's price action. We pointed it out that price would come back to this red line and go long, and it did it at 3 o'clock, at 2:10 yesterday, at 14:10. It came back and hit it to the absolute tick and went long. So it's just kind of cool to see that kind of stuff because we had that pointed out way ahead of time, and it kind of worked into our price patterns there, and everything just worked out really nicely yesterday. You just have those days where a price does exactly what you think it's going to do, and it did that. So that was nice. This wasn't drawn up after the fact this morning. This was drawn up way early. Okay, so it's just kind of neat to like to point that out that hey, these things do work. All right. So I just leave that on there for purposes of teaching. So that was nice to see that. Hey, good morning, Paul. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you this morning. Thanks for checking us out again, being here. You're kind of a staple here, so I sure do appreciate that, man. You're definitely part of the crew here, so thank you for being here. Have you had any trades this morning? Let me ask you that. Have you had any opportunities to put any positions in? Be interesting to hear. I've got this one still showing activated right now.
Yeah, I'm glad I got out of that trade because I still would have been. You would have gotten your point. I still would have been in because I went higher than you. It still hasn't passed that 50 there. So
we did the right thing, though. I mean, we did the right thing. We like price to bounce a lot quicker than it did, especially in that kind of area of support, and we just didn't get it. So we went ahead and managed our position like we should. And in real time, we managed it and got at least a tick out of that. So we protected ourselves just in case. Yeah, it's working out now, but it wasn't the ideal.
right.
It was an ideal setup. It just didn't bounce like we thought it should. So and there's a reason for that. There's a lot of selling pressure right in this area right here. So so we made the right decision. Had all those sellers not been there, we would have held the position. But a lot of sellers there. Excuse me. So yeah, good decision. All right. So we'll just keep watching in this area. Being patient. Hey, so can you do me a favor this morning after we get done trading? Can you do some research for me when you get a chance? I got a pretty busy afternoon or late morning, afternoon today. Can you check out the whole Discord thing that one of our guys was talking about potentially just opening? We have a room there already, right? You remember we've kind of set that up originally, Discord, and you remember that?
I don't, but if you just text it to me, the name, I'll look it up and do some research on it.
Yeah, because we have one because I said it. I have an account set up there with Discord. It's free, and you actually have one too because I had to accept you and do a friend request to you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
you'll
Yeah.
remember it when you see it. But what I want to do is check out there and see if we can accept people in there, and then people can actually post links in there to their charts or whatever. I believe is how it works, and we can actually post those into the chat. So actually, somebody can click on that link and look at a chart, real time of somebody else's chart. So that would be a good, kind of a good thing to do, just to kind of show your charts or anybody else's charts that if they have something they want to show. Alan, that kind of deal. We can kind of check out his fibs, that kind of stuff. So it'd be good to show that. And Discord does that. So if you don't care to take a few minutes this afternoon when you got some time, I'm just gonna be away from my computer for a while. So and check that out for me. I really do appreciate it, man.
Yeah, buddy. I'll do it.
All right, cool. All right, we're just hanging out about 15 minutes away from the open. No real news this morning that's going to make any big effects. Let's see. I'll just go ahead and tell you what they are. At 10 o'clock, we have the prelim consumer sentiment, which is going to be a report that comes out. It's a medium impact report. And then we have another medium impact report at 1:15. Which Rosengren speaks there. So not a big deal. Don't expect to see a lot of movement because of that anyway. There might be movement, but I don't think that's going to have that big of an impact. So from a news standpoint, not too worried. Okay. So we'll kind of get that out of the way. But we do have some at 10 o'clock, so we'll just keep that in mind. All right, cool. So, yep, that trade's working out nice now, but we made the right decision. I'm not going to second guess that at all. We definitely made the right decision there. So we'll just kind of leave that be and check out some order flow. But we should see some rejection out of this area, I'd imagine, to the downside. So, especially at this price around 67 3/4 right here, where we should see some rejection back down to the downside, I'd imagine. Some selling going on there, some old support that's been broken for resistance, so should be some movement to the downside. But we'll just be patient, watch it, and see. Let's see here. Really kind of in a major sideways action of I'll draw a big box around there so everybody can just see what we're talking about. A lot of sideways action on this 5-minute chart here, and it's kind of covering up my whole charts, but you can kind of see that we want to get out of that mess. We took a trade already to the bottom of that, thinking that it was going to be a good hard run and bounce, and it did bounce obviously, but not quick enough. So we exited the position with one take a profit, but we were looking for a bigger move out of that and just didn't get it. So we're in this little sideways move. A lot of support to the bottom side here from zone standpoint, a lot of demand in this area. So we'll look for price to kind of get back into this, maybe a fake breakout to the downside, catch a opportunity to trade, and then go to long. That's kind of what we're back into this zone here. So that's kind of my pre-market kind of outlook, what we're looking to see here. Okay, as from a big picture standpoint, if you can just imagine what potentials are as you look at the chart. I see the sideways action being broken out of to the downside, but there's a lot of buyers to the downside, so I expect it to kind of dip down here and give us an opportunity to buy it to the long side, and it pop right back up into the zone here. That's kind of what I'm expecting. That's pretty early this morning, so we'll see. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, no big deal. But that's kind of my big picture outlook of what I see when I'm just looking at the chart from a visual standpoint and seeing what potentially could happen here, because we have a lot of demand to the upside here. So these zones that you see on my chart, these orange zones, are demand zones right here, which are buyers. Okay, so a lot of support right here for that. So, and these green lines on my chart here, these few green lines you see, I can go ahead and remove these up right here. This is actually out of a zone that's from order flow, just kind of showing the greens represent bigger buyers and the reds will represent sellers. So we'll look to see bounced perfectly right here at 66, a big buyer there, and it bounced nicely. So that's the reason we got one tick up in front of that. And but we had a lot of big selling going on where I had previously those red lines, and so you can see the big battle here. So we took our tick since it was so close, kind of in between seller and buyer. We're at a very close price range. We kind of took our tick and got out of Dodge, so to speak. So there's a lot of selling up in this area, so I got to watch for that. Okay, let's see here from an immediate sell standpoint. Like I said, there's big sellers at 67.75. There's some big sellers there. Definitely some sell possibilities at 69 even. So we'll kind of watch that. And we have this, not really a zone there, but we're going to have a little hidden zone right here in this area. Let me draw that up for you. This is another little hidden zone inside of this big sideways action. Right there. And let me kind of draw an area of interest to that downside. 69.25. 69 even. So this 69 even to 69.25 is pretty strong. So I'll draw a line through that just so you can kind of see that for visual purposes for those of you that do not have any kind of order flow. Definitely an area of potential sellers right there. So we kind of keep an eye on that and kind of mark that. Just we like to keep these things for visual and keep watching. So because this could be a trade to the short side if we wanted here. We're actually into a hidden zone right now at the bottom of this zone. It's going and volume's decreasing, so that's another thing to keep watching. You know, just because we're expecting it to be long out of this zone here, we're still in the zone and we can catch a short here. So got to be patient, got to be watching that.
Are you talking about the 855 candle?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you take a short there?
I did not know. No.
Yeah, because it's bouncing right off the bottom of that.
Yeah.
But
the problem I have without having order flow is that we're between two zones, right? And my fear is that we're not going to get the bounce off that I would like, which obviously is doing now, which is great. But that's the only problem that I have is, you know, you got some strong support there at 67 and 75 too. So.
Absolutely, I'm with you.
Obviously, it broke that, and it's done great. So
yeah, I wouldn't. You know, it did respect that little bottom of that zone, which is fine. I don't think it's going to respect it really hard yet, but I would have liked it to seem to get it back up in the 69 area before I would have taken that trade short, and it just didn't get up there. It jumped short quicker, and that's okay. So we'll just kind of wait. And like I said, we're kind of in this sideways action, so a lot of things can happen right here, guys. There's a lot of buyers and sellers in this area right here. A lot of areas you could technically mark up and go short or go long real quickly, but even at 1 point profits, that can be really tight in this kind of an area. So no reason to get crazy. We took a trade at the bottom of it, thinking it was going to bounce pretty hard, and I mean, obviously it works after the fact, but I just didn't bounce right off the bat like we thought it should coming in there. So we exited our first trade with 1 tick of profit, and then so we're just kind of watching it here in this middle of this zone here, because a lot of things could happen, a lot going on right here. So we'll just kind of be patient and watch it. You know, we're only about 6.5 minutes from the open or so we'll just be patient and watch and see, and see if we get another opportunity. Okay. All right.
Can you see what I wrote there on the chat?
Yeah,
you don't read it. I just want to be sure you can see it.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, I did that because I think it's Alan that requested us to, especially me and Mitchell that they can't see the chart. It's he wanted us to post our trade so he can come back and see. So.
Yeah, nice, good job. Yeah, I forgot about that. So thanks for doing that, because I'm just going to type in there same trade, same reasons. So.
And if there's a better way I can word it, please tell me, because I'm still new at this. So
yeah, you did good. Yeah, absolutely perfect. I'm just basically mimicking what you said, because that's correct. So All right, that's Mitchell, so he's ready. So let me go ahead and bring him in, and then
All right.
so Paul said he got in and got out as well. All right, good job. All right, so let me go ahead and bring in Mitchell as well. So hold on, bear with me just 1 minute, guys.
Hello.
Hey, good morning, sir. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. How are y'all?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Doing well. So, yeah, Alan.
I may have to break loose about 10 minutes before 10 o'clock Central.
Okay.
I got a meeting at that time.
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. So,
You can't push the meeting backwards, back a little?
So,
tell me you got a trade coming up, man. You got to push things back.
It's lucky I'm even here today. They're in full panic mode.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So if I just randomly sketch off today, it's because someone walked in here. I'll be back.
No worries. No worries.
Did Soto tell you about my internet debacle?
No, he did not. We hadn't talked a whole much this morning yet.
I took a trade 2 days ago and was watching it and got the point. But then the computer screen locks up. Nothing happens. Bar timer stops. It doesn't take me out. Still locks up. It says connection lost. I try to restart everything. By the time it all restarts, I'm down 4.75.
Oh no.
Lost nearly $300.
Oh no. I thought you exited the trade.
It never did. That's the thing. The internet glitched before my strategy kicked in. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, before your profits were taken out.
Yeah, but it would have gotten the point. It went up like it was going to get the point, but then nothing happened.
Right.
It's like that's when the glitch happened, right at the perfect moment.
Yeah, sure. That'd be a good lesson to learn, to have your broker, have your trade desk for Ninja Trader on speed dial and say, and hit that and say, exit my position now.
Yeah.
So,
well, needless to say, homeboy's running the micro. So
that's good. Yeah, no worries, man. Hey,
I got to get her back up to the mini.
Absolutely, man. Micro it out, dude. I mean, it's the same trades, and I think more people should actually start on micro, to be honest with you, because it's a less stress. You know, it's $5 a point there, so
it's gonna take me a while there to get back up.
It will, but hey, just look at it this way, man. It just gives you more confidence and more practice when you do get it back up and say, hey, man, I grew this thing from a micro up, and now, hey, I have no problem putting this big trade on now, on this full contract. So I understand.
This week, man, I think the Lord's trying to tell me, I want you to do this, but I'm not going to give it to you.
Well, anything that's worth having in life is worth working for, right?
Because I went from 1,400 to 453.
What's that? Say that again?
I said I plummeted this week, but not because of bad trades, just because of just crazy things happening. But it'll be good. I'm weirdly calm about it.
Well, I like to hear that. That's very good that you're weirdly calm. I like it.
Yeah, I could be freaking out, but I'm like, you know what? Can't do anything about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, I might look to take a little short bounce here to the downside at 69 even. Let's see here. It's a good place to be short. Short.
That's right. Alan asked a question, but if you want to wait till up to this trade, that's cool.
Order filled.
I just put this trade in right at 69, and they got me in. So let me just watch this to see if it wants to give it to me.
Did it not bust you because the wick shot all the way up to 70?
Not on my chart. It has not.
Oh, sorry. I'm running the other. I gotta remember that.
Yeah, you're on the micro. Yeah, so on the micro, it's gonna be close, but it's gonna give a couple different ticks. Look, I mean, right here at the open, I wasn't paying attention. Dadgummit. Right here at the open. So look, I'm gonna manage this trade pretty quick here.
You're in it? Okay, good.
Yeah,
Good.
I just don't like being in trades at the open. I wasn't paying attention at the time. So let me see if I can get a tick or two into profit here, and then I'll just close it real quick. You know what? I'm going to close this thing right here at the. Dadgummit, I can't.
Stop
Yeah,
filled.
it took me out. Crap, I couldn't get out at time. Okay. Well, that's just a dumb bonehead mistake on my end. Took a full point stop at the open here. I couldn't get out in time. So that's okay. That's fine. All right. What did you say, Alan? Had a question here? Let me go look at it and read it. So a question regarding the supply and demand box. Are you taking most trades on the first line or the other spots? Yeah, it depends. It all really depends on. I mean, that's kind of that last minute decision. At some point, we can take the trades. It depends on how. When you look to the left of price, there it really depends on what the open and closes look like and what the rejection and support looks like there. Will determine whether we take a trade deeper in the zone. We're also looking at order flow for that too. You know. So that's kind of one of those last minute decisions. We mark up the zone and then we try to keep in mind, okay, we got a 1 point stop. And so if we go into the beginning here, is there enough rejection that we see a quick bounce out of that area? And are we going to take that trade and risk that? Or do we want to let it, we see a better location deeper into the zone? And then that's just kind of what we do in real time at the last minute. So no set area for that by any means. Let's see here. Yeah, Alan said Mitchell, trading life is a marathon, not a sprint. Agree 100%, man. 100% with that, Alan. I think that's good advice. Said I entered a trade in the supply and demand zones based on previous PA, looking for open closes, support and resistance with supply and demand zones. Yep, good job, Soto. Good explanation there. That's kind of just what I said there, so that's perfect. So yeah, let me throw this in here. Oh, shoot, I hate that. All this big box I got drawn up really is just the sideways action we're in right now. That's all that is. That's not any kind of supply or demand zone. This real big box I have here is just showing sideways action. That's all that's doing right now. So just kind of watching that. And if we'll push out of that, it'd be great. And then look to potentially take an opportunity if it comes back into one of our zones there. That'd be great. So we'll just kind of watching and seeing what's going on. We're kind of in the zone right here at the top. I actually draw this one in real time. I'm not going to trade it because I hadn't previously drawn it. But that is a zone that's being kind of respected at the moment. Where it stays there or not, I don't know. But that is a zone there. So I'll remove it. But it was already triggered once, so that's the reason I didn't draw it. It was triggered actually, that zone I just drew was triggered at 820. So I didn't redraw that because of that purpose. But it's actually still, you can see it's actually still respecting that and seeing that as an area of supply. So we'll wait to see what wants to happen here. But I'm down three ticks. I made one trade for 1 tick early this morning. Got into it. Looks great now. If we would have held our position, it would have been an easy point, but just wasn't at the real time. It wasn't moving like we wanted it to, so we exited it for 1 tick of profit. I got in a trade short here, but I wasn't paying attention at the market, right at market open. That's a bonehead mistake on my part, and just didn't pay attention to the time there, and tried to exit the trade, but price opened up and shot up on me and wouldn't let me close it early, so I took a full point stop there. 1 point stop. So I'm down net 3 ticks. So no worries, you know. We'll just be patient and watch and wait for us to kind of get out of some direction out of this area here. All right. So with that being said, so what I'll do so if you were here yesterday, I appreciate you coming back. I'll just kind of pull in the chart from yesterday, kind of tighten my zone up because I've left some areas left on my chart to the left side here. I kind of see if you can see that. Just show this one particular area which we were waiting for price to get back to. In our little lightning bolt pattern, we had 4 good trades yesterday, and we have circles about areas where we were looking to trade. If price got back in there, we'll see right here. our red line that we had drawn up on our chart at 26.50 way ahead of time before all this ever happened. Any of this price action happened, we had that chart drawn, that line drawn, and we expected price to come back down there and bounce. And sure enough, it came back to the exact tick at 210 yesterday and bounced to the long side. So that's just good to show for the fact that, hey, we are recognizing some zones, so that's good. We're recognizing potentials, that's great. But just thought I'd show you that because I didn't know that until this morning, because I didn't check the charts again until this morning. And that was nice to see. I left that in there because I felt price was going to come back there, and sure enough, it came back to the absolute tick and bounced to the long side right there at 210. So that was kind of neat to see that. So I just want to show that kind of stuff to show that, hey, we got these things picked out in advance. We're not doing it in real time. So it's just good confirmation to see, hey, there is a method to our madness, so to speak, and what we're talking about here. And price, even though it's an auction, the market's an auction, but there is a structure to it. So we just gotta have to find that. So Alan, I'd like to ask you this morning, since you're our resident fib guy, what do you have marked up on fib, if you don't mind telling me? What's your bias based on fib this morning, if you don't care? Do you have one that's been triggered to the long or short side, or you just or you just got one framed out? Well, this price is possibly going to pop out of here, so we'll see here. See if we got order flow, if we got any big buyers or sellers here. Get rid of this.
Local airport, we have a jet taking off. Anyways, it looks like Paul made a point at 2973.5.
Oh, did he have it? Let me look at that and see what that's about here. Hold on a minute. So Paul, let's see, Paul made a point at 2973.50 here. 2973.50 is where you went in. Is that where so did you take the trade based on the bounce of that 820 support there, Paul? Let me know why you did that, if you don't care. But good job on making the point, for sure, because that is a zone. That's definitely in the zone right there. So that's in that zone here at 745. That's the bottom half of that zone, and I'm assuming that's why you took the trade there. But let me know if you don't care. But nice job on the point. So we're just kind of waiting on price to give us a commitment, guys, and so be patient, guys and gals. Just kind of be patient and see what it wants to do for us here. Let it get some commitment to one side or the other. Let me draw this zone up real quick here that we have, and it might end up being which has been flipped here, right here at 845. Let's draw that up there. That was a good supply zone. It was pushed through cleanly at 935, so we could look for an opportunity to come back in here and get a kind of a bounce out of this area. So we'll kind of watch this to the long side. So let's kind of watch that here.
Yeah, also, you obviously already saw it, but the 920 candle, we have to hit it on there, and then we have to push from the 925. But
yeah.
The interesting thing about the 920, it kind of overlaps with not only the 925, but it overlaps with our 710 candle.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think you'll see a strong, if it gets down there, I think you'll see a strong push around 67.75, 68 flat.
Yeah, I agree with that. If it wants to get back in deep into our zone there, for sure, I think it's got potential. Alright guys, just playing around with my chart here a little bit. That's all I'm doing here. Just marking up some lines here. I think the 70-50 right here might have some opportunity to possibly bounce here, so we'll kind of watch that. Mark it up as a green line. And what these green lines are that I have here are these green and red lines. Excuse me. That's just kind of order flow. Those are just kind of showing where there's some buyers, or there should be a little bounce there based on order flow and what potential is kind of epochs in the order flow, plus potential buyers and sellers that are there, or that have proven to be there. Let me put it that way. They're proven to be there in the past, and we'll see if there's any juice left in that area to catch a little bounce to the long side right there out of this zone, and maybe it could push us out of this big sideways action we're into. So kind of like to talk in what potentials are. I think it's very important to do that, and kind of talk through scenarios here. I was going off, so Paul said he was going off the 730 candle, so let's see that. Okay, so he was going off the 730 candle. Okay. Well, I think why you ended up getting the trade it was good for, I think, was actually off the 745, but in that zone there. But that candle is a good pivot candle, but it really doesn't qualify to be a zone, even though it's 50% of the body, which is part of it. But it really needed to push down lower. But really, where the good zone out of that came from 745. So that's really what price was respecting, at 745. So. Alright, so let me just read here what Alan is posting here. So it said fib measurement from 4:45 a.m. to today's high. Okay, let's check that out, which is going to be this area here at 4:45 or 4:50. Are you talking about 4:40? Either way, so let me do that to today's high, he said. Today's high at 7:30. Alright, so we're getting a good push out of this area here. I expect price to come back into this area. I think maybe give us an opportunity to the upside here. We've now created a 940 zone opportunity. So we'll definitely watch that. But let's wait for this candle to close. We still got a minute and a half. So while we're doing that, I'm going to draw up Alan's fib real quick. So today's high is that. So let's look at that. And he said prior SR line sitting at 29.66. Yeah, well, that's a 61.8. Yeah, that's nice. That's in the zone with your SD confluence box. Yep, that's our demand confluence box. Nice. And then took a whole position from 66.25. So that's sweet, man. Got right there at the bottom of that.
I will be leaving at 9:30, boys.
You gonna be leaving at 9:30? All right, man. So to 29.72.5. Awesome. That's a nice trade, man. Good trade. So Alan got in exactly where we got in, or exactly where I got in, but he didn't bail on the trade like I did. Yeah. So he did awesome, man. So done for the day. Traded through the night as well for an approximate total of 11.25 points, or 45 ticks. Sweet, man. Nice job, Alan. That's awesome. I love it.
That's cool. Yeah, I know I was one tick above you, but that's really cool that he was right there with us.
Yeah, so I mean his 61.8 actually is confluence there, so that's nice, and he got in right there and took the trade to the long side. So very nice job, Alan. I love it, man. Good job. All right, so we do have a fib trigger to the long side, so we kind of have a little long bias because of that, but we'll kind of wait for price to kind of get back into one of our zones here. So we do have a zone, once we get the close here, where we do have a zone now, another zone inside this big zone. So we're getting a lot of demand areas being drawn up here. We draw this one up here right at 940 now. That's confirmed. So I would expect price to get back into that zone now and potentially bounce with all this support over here. That our resistance has been broken now. Those 3 levels of resistance have been broken to the upside, so I would expect price to kind of come back into us now and bounce. So let me look at some order flow and kind of see where we would possibly trade there if it were to get into that area. So yeah, it'd be right here at the top, right at 74 even. That's where I'd be putting a trade in. If the price was to come back down in here, that's most likely where I'll be trading at 74 even. And because of the fact that there's a big buyer right there pushing price up here, so I would expect the price to get to that area and possibly bounce from that. So I'll mark it up here. Trying to do a little bit more with showing you guys some of the order flow going on there, kind of why that is there on the area where we expect an area of bounce, and that would be it. So we have that area there, and then I also have the VPOC of that area right at 72 and 75, so right here. So I'll draw the VPOC green is a big buyer that pushed us through this sideways action right there. So I would expect when price gets back down to this area, if it does, it'll bounce right here on the top at 74. I'll put a lot of support in this area now. That was previous resistance. All this area here was previous resistance. It is now becoming support. Right. So actually I can do all the way over here. So that's all area of now potential support in this area. So with a big buyer right here at 74, it kind of pushed everything through. Kind of look for a potential bounce there, but we also have an orange line here inside of this zone that's been drawn. That is a VPOC of the order flow right here at 72 and a half. So if you take the issue is if you take a trade here on the bounce, you got to be willing to risk that, because that's VPOC didn't pick up to 72 and 3/4, so you had to be a point and a tick away from that. So 5 ticks away from that. So you just have to decide if you're willing to take that trade there or not, and be confident in it. Whatever you do, you accept the risk of it, and that's the big thing about it. So.
Yeah, we may also get a little bounce between 74.75 and 75.5.
Okay.
There's an older zone in there, but it'll be interesting to see if it bounces off. I wouldn't trade out of it because it hasn't been respected, but I may expect a little bounce there. But I'm with you. I may be going around 72.75.
Okay, so you got to price get deeper into that. Okay.
Yeah, just because of you got a lot of stuff going on in there.
Yeah.
So from what I have, but I wouldn't disagree with somebody front running it or even going 73 and a half because of that support resistance there from the previous price act.
I agree with that. I'd probably go in at 73 and 3/4, looking for it to tick into that and bounce off that middle support at 73 and a half. That's kind of what I'd be looking for, but we'll kind of wait and see what volume does and what price action gives us as it gets back down in here. Yeah, no worries, Paul, man. You made a good point there, but you were in the right area for sure. That 745 candle is a little bit better, and that's really why price bounced out of that, because it was a flipped candle. That's a big push up there. So.
Wow. Yeah, and then I have a 1 hour, and my 1 hour supply, it starts at 84.5 to 94, but my trade is going to be around the 90 flat mark area.
Okay, because it's bouncing right off 84, so whatever that is, I need to go up and mark that. Yeah, no worries, Alan. Nice job, man. Hey, I'd be happy with 11. I'll take 11 points every day, man. It's a nice job. But yeah, thanks for listening in. Appreciate that. Still enjoy your input here. All right, so let me run it through a hourly chart real quick and see why, and see what potentials we have. We have an upside potential here. Let's find that. Yep, sure enough. All right, here we go. So, yep, 84.75. Let me draw that up here. Yeah, it's bouncing off of that right there. It's bouncing perfectly off of that. 86, 82 and 2.5 up to 86 is a really good area. Right here in the middle. You can actually also go a little bit higher even.
Yeah, mine runs 92.75 down to 85 flat on the hour.
85 flat.
But again, I'm running a little different,
Yeah,
y'all.
you're doing micro, yeah, which is still should be pretty close.
It's close. That's what I'm saying. Like it's all over it.
Yeah, there's a lot of sideways action in previous days. They're in that zone right there. So there's different zones you could draw up right here. A lot of zones you could draw up. So let me go ahead and start marking a few more of these just so we can have some looks. Problem is a lot of them are going to overlap if we do too much. But at the same time, we need to make sure we're in the right trades. So here's another one. Yeah, so let's see here. Where would we look to get into position here? Where do you have a position sitting at, Soto? Up there?
Well, I'm using the, or you're in the 1 hour candle, so it starts at 90.25 to 92.5.
90.25. All right. So that's way back here on September, what was that, 26th?
Yeah, actually, let me, hold on. I'm looking at it right now. It's the
6 o'clock, 8 o'clock?
10 o'clock candle from, well, are you talking 1 hour? October 1st. I'm looking at the 5 minute.
Oh, you're looking at 5 minutes. Okay. So where's your zone at? I thought you said hour. So where's your zone at on the 5 minutes?
Sorry, I have a whole hour. My whole hour candle starts at 84.75 to about 94. That's my hour candle zone. But within that zone, I have a couple of zones picked out to see where to go within that zone in the 5 minute candles.
Okay. So where's your so guys, we're not panicking. We're not getting in a hurry here. Price is we're kind of in between some zones right here, so not too worried yet. Looking for opportunities and why price is doing what it's doing. So just chill with us. We're not missing price right now. We're not missing trades. So this is the right time to be looking for potential rejections or buy opportunities even. So.
Right. So what are you in? 60 minutes now?
Yeah, I'm on a 60-minute chart right now. So I'm trying to find.
Let me look at the 60 minutes here.
There's a lot of opportunity. I mean, a lot of short trades up in this area potentially. So we gotta. Obviously, it's respecting right now this zone from 82 up to 86, and I mean 80. Yeah, basically 86.
Okay, I'm using the 10 o'clock candle for my 1 hour.
From what day?
October 1st.
Yeah, okay, so October 1st. Yeah, I got you. Okay, yep.
Now, that's, like I said, now I guess you can argue you could use probably the better ones, maybe 8 o'clock. But I just needed a wide range, and then I went to the 5 minutes and I picked out a couple areas within the 5 minutes. I mean, within this 1 hour candle.
Yeah, no,
So,
you're good.
yep.
Because it's actually bouncing off the 8 o'clock.
Yep.
It's bouncing that one right now. It's respecting it, but I like the other one you have too at 10 o'clock. All that there's about 2 or 3 of them I could draw up in that area. So
Yeah.
trying to look for.
And if you look at that, you have a zone that kind of front runs it, which I think fits more on the 8 o'clock candle. On the 5-minute candle, the price goes to 84 and a quarter. So we missed it just by didn't touch it just by a tick.
Mm-hmm.
So right, it's a really small candle on the 5-minute chart. So you got a couple of trades here potential. Just kind of depends how deep you want to go in.
Sure.
So.
Sure. All right. Well, this we got all that mess going up there. There's a lot going on, so we'll kind of let's look. We'll bring it back into our time zone here and see. Well, first we got probably to look at a bounce to even get back up into that. So, and again, I'm still holding strong potentially at this area here at 74 to. Or 73.5 area. I'm looking for potential bounce to the upside. If we're going to get up into that area, it's going to have to bounce from one of these areas right here, most likely. I don't see other opportunity for it to bounce. To be quite honest, I think it has to kind of get back into this area here. So we'll watch that first, and then we have our overhead potential up top. What we're looking at. So now we kind of get back into our potential long area. So let's see if we can catch our long trade up top. So up to the top. So we'll just be patient and see here.
I know I'm not the best communicator when it comes out explaining my zones or calling them out. I know I get a little confused, or not confused, but it takes me a little longer to find the zone I drew out.
Yeah, no worries, man. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I just appreciate you wanting to call them out. There's one thing it does here when you're doing these live streams. I mean, you're putting yourself out there, to be right or wrong, and for everybody to see that. So you just have to, go through it. And if you're wrong, one thing you're going to learn. I have no problem being wrong, guys. And if you have a problem being wrong, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you to exit this exit this opportunity. Exit this trading stuff, because you're gonna be wrong.
Yeah.
You're gonna be wrong.
It will make the smartest person wrong in a heartbeat.
Oh, absolutely. And you don't even have. Yeah, absolutely. And you just have to be okay with that, because you're gonna be wrong, and that's fine. It's just we limit. It's how quick can you be wrong, and how quick you recognize that will determine how successful you are as a trader, and that's why we have 1-point stops, so we can be wrong quickly, because this is a good example. I went short at my second trade here at what is that? I went short at 70 even. No, that's when I got stopped out. I went short at where am I at here? At 6. Right around 69, 62 and a half, or 69 and a quarter. I went short. I went short at 69 even. Yep, short at 69 even, and tried to exit the trade because I wasn't paying attention to market open, which is a bonehead mistake on my part. But I was trying to exit the trade there, and I couldn't. But I had my 1-point stop, which saved me. Because look at this. If I hadn't had a 1-point stop, guys. Look how price took off. I'd be down 20 points, and begging for price to come back in here, just sitting here sweating it out, freaking out, and that's just no way to trade. It's not going to work. I'd rather be wrong very quickly and be able to readjust and reevaluate and get on the proper side, So that's a very valuable lesson to learn right here if you want to make this a long-term thing, is how quickly can you be wrong, and how quickly are you willing to accept that? And that's a big reason why we do 1-point stops here. So we have an ATM coded to give you a 1-point stop for the fact that, hey, you don't move it. You just don't move it. The only thing you can do to it is move it into profit because you don't like a position that you're in. which is what we did on our very first trade today. We got one tick of profit because we were in a great position down here at 66.25 was our entry, so it was perfect, really, right? It was one tick of heat, perfect entry, but price wasn't jumping in real time the way we wanted it to. So we moved one tick into profit really quick to kill the position, and it killed it, and in the same candle, which was fine. But now it looks like that would have been the home run opportunity to be in, right? And Alan got it based on his fib, which was great, but it was in our zone. We just didn't like price jumping. It should have jumped off quicker than it did. So we exited the trade. So that's the only time you can move your stop is to move it into profit to kill a trade early. You cannot move it in the opposite direction because you don't want to be wrong. That's the big thing here. You don't ever move it stopped because you don't want to be wrong. Take your licking, because you're going to get it. Take your slap on the wrist if you're wrong, and that's okay. So not a big deal, but you got to be able to do that to be successful in this trading game, because you're going to be wrong. I can promise you're going to be wrong.
Let me get started real quick. Yep. Looking at your chart, you have the where price went into the yellow area on the top there.
Yeah.
All right, is that based on the 1 hour or is that based on 5 minutes?
That's a 1 hour. That's based on 1 hour. That's the area that we just called out at a bounce at 82 1/4 up to 86. That's the bounce out of that. That is still respecting.
Cool. Okay. I just my 1 hour is a little higher. The one I called out, I think the 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's a little bit higher. Yeah.
Okay, but is that still good for 1 hour?
Yeah, it's still a good zone, absolutely.
Okay, all right.
It was just going to be a wide zone, so just try to pick a smaller one at first, and let's watch it respect this one or how it wants to do on this one, and then we'll look to possibly trade that one, because for us to trade this zone again right here, price has to get above 84, so let's take a look at that. Where could that be? Where are you on your 5 minute chart? Where do you have price above 84 at?
I have a little hidden zone that starts at 84 1/4, or by 84 1/4 to 84.75, very small zone.
Well,
and then I have another one at 86 flat to 97 1/4.
Okay.
And then my last one is top there is 90 flat to about 92 1/2. And I can go back and call those out at the time.
You hear us both just scrolling away.
Yeah, we have to right now. That's kind of what we're having to do.
Yeah, I have to go back to like 2016 over here.
935 low here.
My trade would be at 26.50 or 86.50. Sorry.
86.50. Okay, to the downside there. All right.
Mm-hmm. But I can't find my candle that I made that off of. But I promise I didn't make it up. Oh man.
Okay, I'm finally there. If you go back to October 1st, October 1st.
Let me go on the hourly chart here. Yep, October 1. Yeah, that's where you draw your big candle at, right?
Yep. All right, so now I'm on the 5 minutes, right? Yep. So I got a little hidden zone there at 825.
Okay.
Which I guess you may argue you may like the 815 better.
All right, I'm gonna take your word for it. I'm not on the 5 minute. I'm just still.
Oh, you're not there.
I'm just on the hourly. I'm still on the hourly. I've got a lot going on my charts, so it's just kind of too confusing probably for most people.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at that. I'm just gonna take your word because you guys know zones, so I'm not gonna argue with your zones by any means. So you just tell me. I'm looking at the hourly chart, but you just tell me where your zone's at right now on the 5 minute above this 84.
Like the price?
Yeah, just tell me the. I'm gonna go ahead and just go back to my 5 minute here, but I'm gonna I'm gonna mark up the zone based on what you tell me here on this 5-minute chart in that zone. So you tell me now. It's above 84 though, right?
Yeah, it's 84 and a quarter.
All right, so let me draw this. Hold on a second. 84 and a quarter is your zone,
To-
all right?
To 84.75.
Okay, that's your immediate zone here. So it's a 3-tick zone on a 5-minute chart. Okay.
Very tight, yeah. Because
I
once
like
before
tight
that,
zones, man.
yeah. No, me too. But right below that, you have another hidden zone that we would have already missed. It's the 83 and a half that goes to 83 and a half to 84 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of got back-to-back zones there. So I just went in with the 84.5 because it touches the very the very bottom of my 1 hour candle, which starts at 84.75. So.
Okay. Mitchell, you got the same areas?
I'm actually up a little bit higher than y'all. I'm at 91 even and 92 even.
Okay, yeah. I know there's zones up there that I've got drawn up, yeah.
And I think the reason I can't find that there is a zone in the 80s, in the mid 80s, but
yeah,
man, I can't find it, and it's stressing me out. So I found that other one. I like it.
Well, go with the one you found that you're comfortable with.
But I'm changing my data series right now to be the first one, be October 1st.
Yeah.
So I'm going to zoom back and try to cheat it and make where I can find it real easy. I see Soto's 3-tick zone.
Yeah. And then
what time on October 1st is that zone, Soto?
Yeah, on the 5 minutes it's at 8:25.
8:25. Yes, sir. You got a good one.
All right.
You got a real good one.
Which one's that?
I would probably, you could even front run that zone at 83.25 if you wanted to be bold. Now, once again, I'm on micro.
Okay.
Or
for us, front run it'll be 84 flat.
Okay. Or rocket at 84.25. That's probably the money shot right there. All right, back in the chips. That's the easiest way to find zones, just hit those data series. But it already triggered, kind of, sort of, on the 950 candle. Did it on y'all's chart?
Which one?
Did the 950 candle trigger that zone on y'all's chart?
It triggered, it went up to 84 flat.
Okay.
I had a zone drawn at 82 and a quarter to 85.75 from the hourly, and it went up to 84 flat.
Yeah,
so
that's what it did on mine.
So that's.
But that's my 825 zone from October 1st. It triggered halfway through it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, they said that I needed to move my meeting up 30 minutes because it's rib day at the local gas station and they want to eat lunch there.
Perfect. Oh, that's awesome.
I said, yeah, that's a good reason.
You guys are kidding me.
Dude,
That's a great reason, man.
It makes me so mad. I'm gonna purposely get in there and stall.
Yeah, there you go.
They're gonna be late for rib day. Inconvenience me, I inconvenience you.
Start with like a moment of silence for like 20 minutes.
No, about 10 minutes into the thing, I'm gonna say, so what's all up this with Trump's impeachment? There it goes. There goes 45 minutes.
Yeah, there you go. Get some politics going.
Yep.
That's funny. All right, Soto, you looking to trade here anywhere?
I think one dilemma I'm having is that we're in an uptrend, right? Or we've been pushing up.
Yeah.
And so I'm afraid to kind of go against the trend so close to just the previous, so close to the last rejection there.
Yeah,
so
you don't want it to one tick high and then drop off, and then or not one ticket and just go ahead and push through it, right?
Yeah, that's my problem. I'm kind of concerned.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah, my concern, if you would.
Yeah. Bodies are getting smaller. Wiki, it's still kind of wick. One ticket at a time up, so it's kind of something to watch.
Yeah. What are you thinking? What would you say here?
I'm just going to be patient and watch. I think this could be one of those times that kind of 1 or 2 ticks above it, and then you know how it can do that every once in a while. It can just kind of 2 or 3 ticks higher than the previous high and then make a good drop. This could be one of those, but like you said, we're pretty strong push up here, so don't want price is slowing down. Obviously, volume's decreasing.
Yeah.
So we want to just kind of be patient and watch. And so this is where we need to make sure that we can see any buyers, sellers come in, and because we're at a resistance area, we know there's a lot of sellers on the hourly time frame in this zone right here. So do we be patient? I'm going to be patient on it. I'm not going to try to jump something just because it's not the ideal setup, right? Because we're still inside of this 950 candle. We're still kind of inside that. So
yeah, we haven't broken that. And that's, like you said, that's my concern is even though volume is decreasing here, like you just said, if it breaks that, it may not bounce enough out of that to get to the point, or if it does, it's great, but it's too much guessing for me.
That's good.
You can easily just spike right up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like everything y'all are saying. That's great. You're thinking through it.
But man, it's tempting. I got one laying in, which mine's a little different than y'all's, but got one. My crosshairs on 84.25, and it looks good.
That's so classic.
Looking good right there, huh?
I got a good feeling.
All right, well, nothing wrong
But
with that.
my account says differently about my feelings.
You guys know how much. If I can do less work, that's my my goal in life is to always take the easiest way possible.
It's not something to brag about.
Well, I'm talking about if we can just walk 20 yards instead of walking 8 miles out of the way.
So tell me the truth. When you go to Walmart, do you get one of the scooters or do you actually push a buggy?
Oh, they have a buggy?
I can see you doing that.
No, I
buzzing around a little scooter.
We were camping, and one of the guys who was with us was at the time a pharmacy student, and we had to cross a river that unfortunately was very shallow, but it was very strong, and we just didn't feel comfortable walking through it. On the map, it didn't look that big, but it was just kind of too wide, and the water was moving too fast. So we had to walk 8 miles out of the way just to get to a place where we can cross the river. But the pharmacy student guy goes, guys, because we were all pre-med, and he was the only one in pharmacy school. He's like, well, you guys can go walk around. I'm going to do it this way. This is how we do it in pharmacy school. He takes 3 steps into the river and gets wiped down, goes down 3 waterfalls, ends up breaks multiple ribs. Thankfully, he did not. I don't know how he did not hit his head. Broke his ankle, ribs, everything, and we couldn't get to him because he was, he fell from the waterfall into how the waterfall goes down and then it hits another area and then another waterfall. So there was a family down at the lake, and he was trying to swim to shore. And you can imagine he was in severe pain, and he looked like a wounded dog. And the family just stared at him. They didn't even help him. So, so we had to get him a helicopter out, rescued out, and everything. But lesson learned from there is sometimes if you don't like something, just don't do it.
That is a good lesson learned.
All that just to tell you that I'm not going to trade right now.
Thank you, Soto.
I appreciate that.
These are perceptions from Chris Soto.
Deep thoughts, man. That's awesome. I like it. I love it.
You know, that wouldn't have knocked a business school student down. Then he'd have been able to walk through it.
That's funny. All right. Well, we're bouncing off this area here a little bit, but I still think it's going to push through it. Just kind of take a look at what's happening, though, body-wise. You know, we're getting smaller, we're getting wicky. It just tells a lot of decisions. So something's going to explode one way or the other here. You know, I feel like.
Yep.
So just not excited. I've got a lot of sellers pushing down right now, obviously, but
Told you that was like a good spot. I had a good feeling.
did you get in it?
Nah.
I thought you said 84 and a quarter was the best.
It was 84 and a quarter. It was one tick.
We're not there
It was
yet.
one tick too high, but it was all up in that area.
It's going to get up there, man. I do think it's going to go a tick or I think it's going to go a little bit higher. So, but we do have a lot of sellers pushing in. It's kind of getting absorbed by buyers there. So,
There it is.
are pushing.
Oh,
through.
Yeah.
there it is.
Great.
Look at that one tick. Did you get in it? Oh, look at that
No,
rejection.
I stayed
Man,
away.
look at that rejection.
Oh,
Dang.
man.
I stayed away from it. I just don't like the price action.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I'm in the trade.
Are you?
No.
Well, dude, I wouldn't have argued with you. I mean, that is our zone. You
It is
gotta
our
have to-
zone,
look
yeah.
how perfectly that respected that
Beautiful.
zone.
Yeah, I mean,
Look
it
at
was
that.
all
That's
over it.
awesome.
It just,
That's
I
a
didn't like
3-tick
that.
zone drawn
Yeah.
from 4 or 5 days ago and just perfectly respected that, man. Look at
Yeah,
that.
I just didn't like the price action, the way it was acting.
Yeah.
It's actually, by the way, from 11 days ago, yeah.
11 days ago.
10
Man,
days.
that's
Yeah,
awesome,
that's
dude. That's cool to watch, man. We talked about it,
Yeah.
you know, possibly one ticking above here and then dropping off, and that's what it did so far.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But again, it could have easily.
Take
It could have blown right through it. It was risky in my mind.
It's still risky, yeah. I mean, that's not our ideal trade, but it's kind of fun to talk through it and watch it.
Oh,
and
I'm
see
glad
what's
that it
going,
did
you
it.
know. Yeah, it's good to see that happen.
But just my friend, he could have easily crossed the river, but he got swept away. You never know, bro.
Swept away, man.
So, I had no idea you were so insightful.
Dude, that's the same guy that got held at the Auburn game because the FBI came and got him because he's from Lebanon.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he looked like the classic terrorist with the talking Arabic, wearing a raincoat with a backpack. With a backpack at a football game.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Uh,
Yeah, he's kind of stereotyped right there, isn't he? He's kind of got.
Yeah.
He's kind of.
but I told him, I was like, dude, why are you wearing a raincoat? Don't wear
When we were
it.
going to Thailand, they were checking everybody when we were getting on the plane in Korea. And like, I'm not kidding y'all, they checked it seemed like every single person. Madeline and I walked up, the guy literally chuckled and said, no, y'all are good.
Did he?
She said, what was that about? I was like, I guess we don't look threatening. He chuckled and said, no, y'all are good.
Yeah, y'all are good. Y'all can go on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
It offended her. She's one of those people that she's all about equality. Like, she wants to be fully frisked if someone else is being frisked, you know. I was like, you know, don't be that way. Be thankful.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Dude, the most annoying part was you guys surprised them to the local Carrabba's. It's an Italian restaurant.
Yeah, we know what Carrabba's is.
And,
I don't know if it's a local, but
I'm pretty sure it's a massive chain, but yeah.
and there's this girl there from Sanford working there as a waitress. And I didn't know her personally, but my buddies did. and she started talking Japanese, like coming to the table talking in Japanese, and then she stopped. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, was I talking in Japanese? Sorry, sometimes I just kind of, just start talking. I have no idea if I'm Japanese or not. Okay, you took Japanese 101. Let's take it easy, okay? So.
Oh, she was trying to impress y'all.
Yeah. What she didn't know is that I've been trying to learn Japanese since 8th grade. So, boom, I know it's not that easy.
I can count to 10.
Oh, that's really good. In English.
No, I'm serious. In Japanese, I took karate when I was a kid with this psycho sensei. He used to chase us around the ring with a stick. I'm serious. True story. My parents didn't believe me until they sat in on one of the lessons one day, and then I thought my dad was going to choke him out. I was like, this man is violent, guys. Like, I promise y'all, he's very violent.
Yeah.
I could see your dad choking somebody out.
Yeah, he got really upset. Really upset.
I bet he did, buddy. I bet he let him have it, didn't he?
Yeah, that man did not want any more of that. Dad was up on his tiptoes, all 5'4" of him, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Well, they bounced off our area again here, right at 84 and a quarter.
Yeah, I see that. That's just kind of putting...
Then they're going to go a little higher here. And then I have another stone that starts at 86 flat.
Okay. Starts
So
at 86 flat?
Yeah, 86 to 87 and a quarter. Look at that. We got a double top, good rejection.
Yeah, I got a possible entry to the long side if it comes back down to us at 79 and a half here.
79 and a half.
Coincides with the inside candle there at 9:55,
Yep.
as well as the 10 o'clock. There's a open close there, which also got some big buyers right there at that 79 and a half there. That's really what we're price pushed out of this area was because of those buyers right there at 79 and a half. So kind of watch that to come back in and potentially those guys resupport their position there potentially and have another crack at it. So we'll see if we get down in there. We'll check it out and see. So Soto, you took it? Did you, Mitchell? Have y'all both taken a trade this morning?
I've not.
You've not. Soto, you have, right? You took.
Yes,
that
one
one tick?
that we got to take out of it. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So we still haven't made our point then for the individual yet.
Correct. Never hold the point.
Huh?
To be finished for the day and go.
Oh yeah, you got that meeting at 9:30 now.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Real life problems.
But hey, at least everybody's gonna get to eat some ribs on time today at the local gas
Oh
station.
yeah. Pumpkin Center General Store.
Pumpkin Center.
I swear that's the name of the little town. It's not even pumpkin, it's pumpkin. P-U-N-K-I-N.
Wow,
It's
we're really
Pumpkin Center.
we're very country here. Pumpkin.
Pumpkin, yeah.
Oh, that's how country people say pumpkin. Pumpkin.
Yeah, and the town closest to it is Mud Tavern.
Mud Tavern. Oh wow.
Yeah, man, we're out here in the sticks,
But you're
bro.
definitely in the right business to be out there.
Yeah. But you can buy a house for about 60 grand, 2 acres of land. I didn't do it, but I should have.
Yeah, really. Gosh, come on now. Yeah.
I'm the idiot that pays the high prices in Huntsville and drives in every day.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I was single when I moved here. I lived out here for like a year, out here in the sticks. And I realized there's literally, I mean, you will die single. Like, you cannot find a date.
Man, you didn't get on Farmers Only?
Yeah, I'm serious. Like, It was miserable. I mean, I would even go to the local high school football game, like everything I thought of that I could meet somebody, and to the point where I was like, look, I gotta move. Like, there's no one around here. They're all married. They start losing teeth early.
Oh man, I'm sure. Wow. All right. I think it's about 2 higher here.
Up there. Yep.
Yeah, but
well, boys, I'm gonna let y'all have it for today.
All right,
and I'll touch base with one of y'all this afternoon, see how everything went.
All right, man. Have a good one, buddy. Good luck.
Yep.
And look at that rejection. Triple top, brother.
Yeah, still rejecting out of that zone, so it tells you there's some sellers there from a larger time frame. So it's putting up a fight. You know, they're definitely putting up a fight. There we go, about to push through here. No, maybe not. Dang.
The best zone I've ever drawn.
Yeah. That just goes to show you, though, every zone that's drawn that has not ever been triggered will be triggered at some point. Will be come back and respected, right? That's kind of cool to see that. No matter how small the zone, if it's a legitimate zone of supply or demand, it will come back and be tested and respected at some point in time.
Yeah.
So,
we could have gotten 3 trades out of this area.
I know it, dang. There
All right,
we go.
we'll
Push through it. We're going to push through it. Alright, well, we're going to keep pushing through on weak volume. That's the kicker there.
What's going to be good, though, is if it goes north from here, where we have a little hidden zone there at 10 to 25.
Uh-huh.
It runs right into our zone, so I think that would be a good area to trade to go long.
Yeah, if it goes up and with some strength and comes back, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Now, again, we're in the big 1 hour supply, so it could also just bounce off here and go to south. So
yeah,
see what happens.
Yeah, just patient. This is the hardest part about trading right here. Just being patient. Chilling out, relaxing, waiting for. Don't get too excited. Just be calm. Looks like I'm having a few issues here. Well, it's finally one ticked that zone, so I'm going to remove it on my chart now. Even though it's only one ticked out of it, finally, after respecting it for a long time, I'm going to go ahead and move it. It's not to confuse anyone. So, but we're still in it, like you said, an hourly supply zone that's being respected right here. So we're going to have to wait to see what's going to happen here. So just being patient, guys. Just being patient here. Got about 30 minutes left of the live stream, so we're just going to be patient. Still watching price, volume decreasing, price going up, so we're creating what they call divergence on from a price standpoint. Price is going up, volume going down, so that's creating a kind of a what they call divergence and the price divergence. So kind of draw that here just for people to see. Price is going up, volume going down. So that creates a divergence, meaning prices going up on less volume, less buyers, in the market there. So we gotta watch that.
You know what we call that in Florida?
Gator.
That's right, the old gator.
Old gator mouth. Yep. Yep.
Dude, you gotta start doing the Joe Madden voice and start drawing things on the board like crazy.
Yeah, right. I could draw a lot, that's for sure, but my chart's already getting a little cluttered as it is.
Yeah, I was kidding. We didn't want to get fired. I love Joe Madden. Well, here's a circle here. Now, Brett Favre.
Yeah, I do too. I love it. I wish I could imitate his voice. I would. That would be funny.
Oh, man, that would be classic, yeah. Have you seen the Popcorn Popper?
No, I have not.
Oh, Matt, from Matt TV? Somebody played. Oh, man, you got to look that up. You will lose it.
Popper, huh?
Yeah, just put John Madden popcorn and it'll come up.
All right.
All you got to do is plug it in. It doesn't work.
All right.
Man, can you imagine if we would have wrote that trade?
Yeah, because, man, it's always after the fact, but
right.
It's kind of like, dang, we got in at the absolute bottom of this big move right here
Yeah.
and bailed on it. Man, after the fact, it was like, golly, really?
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, that'd have been what did that be, almost 26 point move.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't have been in that anyway, but that's all right.
That's fine. All right, so they're coming into my zone over here that starts at 86 flat.
Uh-huh. Well, they're doing it in low volume, so it starts at 86. Where are you looking to get in at? Or are you looking to get in?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Volumes look good.
Volume's down. The bodies are getting smaller. A lot of wicks it's rejecting wicks-wise to the upside, but it's also rejecting right here. So,
right.
I mean, it's grinding its way up there, so it's going to either pop up long for a few points and then come back off of it, or it's just going to turn over,
Yeah.
You just kind of have to watch it. I mean, it's pushing on this candle. It's pushing strong on low volume, but it's pushing. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So, but you have a zone, you said, at 86?
86 flat.
To where?
87 and a quarter.
Okay, let me draw that out. And that's a 5-minute zone?
That's in a 5-minute, correct.
86 flat to 87 and a quarter. All right. It's kind of in the middle. I think that's a good zone. That's kind of in the middle of these hourly zones I had drawn. I could technically draw one there on an hourly chart, and I knew I could. I just didn't do it because it was going to be tight. So it could be a good opportunity to make a trade here, That's what
right.
Kind of watch it, see here. Are you looking to do that?
I'm looking, but like you said, we have a lot of rejection from the bottom too. So, again, the other problem that I'm looking at is they can easily, kind of flash up there. So let's see how this closes here.
Yeah. Yeah, if this candle closes to the downside a little bit, I could definitely look to see a possible trade back in up at the 85.50 area, kind of get up in there and into this wick here for a rejection out of it. So we'll kind of watch it and see. Kind of front run your zone by one tick there, might work even.
Yeah, it would have just touched you there, 85.75.
Yeah, it just touched you. But depending on what this candle does right here, it might look like it's a potential trade getting ready to happen to the short side.
To go short?
Yeah, we'll kind of watch it here. Yep. Definitely.
Yeah. 15 seconds here.
Yeah, I'm looking to get in a trade right here at 85.50.
Where you at?
I'm gonna go 85.50 and kind of try to catch
Order pending.
front run the zone a little bit here. See if we can get price to that. I don't know if price will get up there, but we'll see. 84.75 is a good location, but we got a position at 85.50 if it wants to get back up there. Like I said, right here at 84.75 is actually a pretty good spot to short, based on order flow. But
A lot of buyers up there? Or sellers?
yeah, sellers, yeah. But 85.50 where I'm at there is big sellers, taking over right there. That's what pushed the price down. So I'm gonna let it kind of get back up because it's one tick in front of your zone up there, or right in front of your zone up there. You got drawn.
Right.
I got on the chart. I'll probably wait for price to get up there around it. I'm willing to go in at 85.50, letting it try to front run that zone. Looking for the bounce right at 84, right at 86. So I'm willing to take a couple ticks of heat here. I'm not too worried about that. But I like 85.50 just because there's some big sellers there. But I won't be upset if it were to go a little higher. If it were to even give us a chance there. Bounce up from here though.
Yeah, looks like it's bouncing off that. There we go. Broke a little bit.
Did you get in already?
No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of pushing down here.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yep, I'll remove my position now for the time being.
Order canceled.
We'll readdress it. If price wants to come back up into there, we'll look at it again. But
Yeah.
all right, being patient. I feel like there's going to be an opportunity here coming up pretty soon, so we just have to be patient to see if we're going to get it to the long side or the short side here. So, so we're just kind of hanging out, watching everything, guys. So just appreciate you hanging with us. Got a couple zones there. So we've got a demand zone drawn and a supply zone drawn as well. So we're just kind of watching both. I want to see if price wants to roll over here or if it wants to go a little higher. All right. Price is starting to pick up a little bit, which is good. Alright, we gotta push down here. Here we go.
There it is.
I'd love to see it come down in our zone down here and give us a good bounce. It's gonna have to push through some buyers though. Some big buyers right here at 81.50. It's gonna have to push down to do that. Push through to do that. I'd like to see it get down in there. It's bumping them now. It's bumping them now. Push on through there. There we go. Big sellers came in. That's good. All right. So I'll definitely be looking to front run this thing right here at 79 and 79.50.
Yeah. I'm with you.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put an order in
Order
there at 79.50.
pending.
Volume's staying down. So that tells me that there might be an opportunity for a good bounce right here. If volume stays low with these pushes down like this, if volume wants to stay low, we come into our zone there, and there's big buyers right there at where I've got my entry in at 79.50 or 79.75. So yeah, 79.50. Some big buyers right there, and at 79 as well. 79.75 at 79.50. So we'll see if we can get a bounce out of that right there. And get on the board today for a positive. But again, like I said, there's big buyers at 81.50. That's kind of holding up price there, so it's rejecting off of that. But still like what I'm seeing here. So we'll kind of see if we can get it. Got some big buyers at 80.75 as well. It's kind of creating this little move right here to the upside. Kind of watch it. So. Got a potential. What's kind of neat here? You got a potential left shoulder building up on a head and shoulders pattern, even potential head and shoulders.
Oh, okay,
We're not even we're close right now, but got the left side formed anyway. As far as a pattern goes, if you like patterns, you got the left side of a head and shoulders formed at this point. So we would need price to make a new. Push back up here, you know, we could potentially have a good head and shoulders pattern setting up. Potentially, it's way early, but at least got half of it. Put to reject it there if I was going to take a trade. Potentially reject right here, 83 and 75, up to 84. Pretty strong area right there at 84. I think he'd probably take a bounce right there at 84. Man,
Order canceled.
You looking at 84?
that's a good area to bounce short, reject off of. Man, I missed it already, but that's a good area to reject off of. You got anywhere? You looking at for anything right now? Yeah, nice rejection off 84 there. Just missed it. Just saw it a little bit too late. I wanted to get some confirmation on order flow and just missed it a little late there. But that's a good rejection. Would have got a nice point out of it, a couple points. But that's all right. We're not going to chase price. We don't do that here. Everything's setting up nice for a trade. When we'll just be patient here. Still liking our potential bounce down here at 79.5. Price wants to get there. Still liking that. Alright, Price, what you gonna do? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put my order back in there.
Order pending.
I like 27.5 right now, so we'll kind of watch it. See if we can get a little bounce from it.
At the what price?
79.5.
All right. With you.
So we'll kind of watch that there and see what that wants to give us. If it wants to give us a little area, it's going to bounce out of that area. We just got to hope it. We got big buyers right there at 79, so we'll hopefully they come back into the picture here and re-support their position to the long side. If price gets into that area, that's kind of what we're looking for, is a re-support of that area. And we just try to catch a point out of it. But willing to risk the point at the same time. That's the big thing. You got to know what your risk is, and we always risk 1 point here, no more than 1 point. So you have to be okay with that if it comes into your area and pushes through you. You just got to be okay with that, and I am. So I like the area, and I feel like there's buyers there. There's a VPOC in the order flow right there, actually at 79 even. So I feel like there's good support there for a potential bounce out of that area. So with buyers there and in the VPOCs, so in a zone, I like it. Volume's low right now. Price action, a lot of wicks in the candles and through this area, upside and downside. So that tells you a lot going on through this area. A lot of sellers, a lot of buyers through this area. So we have a zone drawn up to the long side. So we'll hopefully buy into this zone here, and it gives us what we're looking for, a tick or two in, and then take off and give us a point or more. That would be great if we get that. So we'll kind of watch that and see if we can kind of get a little love there. So if you're checking us out, I sure do appreciate it, guys. Thank you for checking out what we're doing here. If you're new to it and have any questions, please holler at us. Let us know you're here, and we'll answer any question you throw at us here. We'll answer that and best we can anyway. Kind of explain what we're doing. You can see I got a lot on my chart right now. Kind of wondering what's going on. A lot of lines, a lot of boxes, circles. And that's kind of what you're seeing on my chart. And all it really represents, this real big blue box that you see, it goes all the way across my screen basically, is a just sideways action from this morning. And we busted out of that, so just kind of keep an idea and visually what's still there. That's why we do that. And you see these little zones, these little boxes are drawn up. Those are supply and demand zones that we drew up, as well as the orange and yellow boxes that you see there. Those are supply and demand zones. And so we're just taking a look at those and watching those, and have already had trades out of those, and some good trades and some bad trades. So just so you know what those are, that's what they're there for. So we'll kind of keep those up. But you'll see the green lines and red lines. That's just from order flow. That's just kind of big buyers and big sellers. So we kind of like to keep those up visually. I'll put those on the chart for you visually. That's what we're seeing in order flow there. And so we can kind of expect some reaction around those areas. So that's what you're seeing, guys. So we like to keep things very simple here, very fundamental. And there's a reason for that. And it's been very successful for us, and don't want to change up something that works, right? If, as Alan said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's kind of how we feel here. And this method's worked out very long because it's based off the fundamentals, It's based off of price action, volume, support and resistance, supply and demand, and order flow. So those are all things that have to happen for the market to move. So let's get good at really good at identifying those and understanding how those are working, and contingent to the market's trying to tell you a story. So let's try to follow along the story, and it's just a big auction process. And these are areas that tend to get the auction moving, so to speak. They're in those areas there, and that's kind of, we draw those up ahead of time, and when price gets into those areas, we look for our opportunity to make trades out of them, and then that's kind of what we've done. And if you've watched any of our videos there, you can kind of see our live streams. We've done pretty well at that, and we'll update the spreadsheet here in about 10-15 minutes. At the end of every session we do that. We kind of update what we've done for the day, and kind of give you that idea going forward in real time what's being done. So you also, on my chart, you'll see my exits and entries there, so it's all on display for you, win or lose. So not hiding anything here, but also not selling you anything. We're not here to sell you a course or anything like that. So we're just doing trading as we know it, and kind of watching it. So all right, removing that.
Order canceled.
So this is kind of interesting right here. Potential right shoulder setting up. We kind of, for this to happen, we're going to get some rejection coming up possibly. If this is going to be the head of a head and shoulders pattern at 1035, if that's going to be the head, and the left shoulder would be at 10950, right shoulder's got to form here pretty soon. So where would that be if the right, based on our we're in a supply zone, which is gives you good credence to that. So that's cool. Yeah.
So can you expect a bounce off around the 84?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Looking for a potential area where it would push off from, and 84 is a good area again to kind of retest that and get that push if that's going to be the case. If that's going to be a head and shoulders pattern that forms, 84 is a good area for it to happen again, to push off of that. And that would be ideal. Beautiful, perfect to do that, but it would be ideal for that. Yeah, Paul. If you're still in the chat, which I think you are because you just sent me a text, but yeah, man, definitely running the Auto Trader today as well. It's Friday, usually good days on Fridays, so definitely running that Auto Trader. Yeah. I don't know if you stayed in the Auto Trader from Wednesday. Or was it Wednesday? No, it was not Wednesday. Excuse me. Or was it? Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday. Yeah. So did pretty well. But anyway. So yeah, let's watch price. Do you like this 84 area at all to go short? Volume staying very low, so.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'll just, a lot of low volume there. 84, because it's rejected out of there. We've got some previous rejection. I'm willing to put a trade in there if volume stays low like this, with the thought and concept in mind that we might be setting up that head and shoulders, and it has to reject before it can go higher. Plus, it's a good area seems to be an area of common price that wants to reject, from there. So I'll go ahead and put a order in there to sell at 84 even, kind of watching with finger on the trigger, but I'll do that. Still okay with that? You good with that?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because that is a zone, that is a zone there, right? We're in the middle of it. So
Yeah.
We'll watch it here for a break, for a rejection out of that area. We'd like it to kind of want to tick it up into there. 85, we got rejection at 85 too. 85 could be a better spot, but buyers coming in.
Where are they coming in at?
Yeah, buyers coming in down here at 82.5, 82.75. Sellers at 83. So we're getting just sideways pull. We're getting action. This could be a good place at 84 here, but also could be a good place here a little bit higher up. About 84 and a quarter. 84 and 3/4 could also be a good spot. Because ideally, it would be good to, if we're looking for a head and shoulders pattern, ideally it would be good for the 1045 high to be broken to the upside a little bit. So let me see here. I might move my price up a little bit here. 84.75. Yeah, I'm gonna go up to 84.75. So
All right.
and kind of watch that, and if price wants to get up there, because if this does end up giving us a good head and shoulders pattern and everything looks textbook, and it drops down from here, I know I'll be able to get into another opportunity for sure. I know another trade will present itself in in the zone here that's being created right now, and would get a great opportunity to be short there. So just kind of watching it right here. I'm being a little bit conservative. I'm going to kind of wait and go up there at 84.75 and see if price wants to push a little bit higher than this 84. I'm just kind of watching. So technically it's kind of a inside candle that's been broken to the long side, so I could almost draw up a neckline here. Man. I will draw it up just for visual.
You think they're gonna go long here?
Huh? Yeah, there's definitely there's buyers in there to go long at this price. Yeah. I mean, there's buyers. 82 and 3/4. There's buyers. 83 flat. There's buyers. You know, but there's buyers and sellers kind of all through this area. So it's you're kind of picking and choosing what you want to do, and hopefully it works out. You know, so I'm gonna be a little bit more patient, wait on it, and like I said, I still got to sell to the downside of 84 3/4. So I'll kind of keep it up there for right now and see if it wants to do anything. So it would actually be ideal to happen right here, kind of talking through ahead of time. What would ideal be to happen is this current candle at 11 o'clock drops below, okay? Drops down here into our zone at 79.50. And then what that does is create the neckline of the head and shoulder, would confirm a head and shoulders pattern, a mini head and shoulders pattern. And then we have a zone, I haven't drawn up yet, but at 10.50 there's a zone there, right? So price would come back up into that area and bounce and then drop off hard to the downside. That would be kind of a cool scenario if it worked out at this point, but that would be something to look at. So we have that that neckline just put in right here with that break of that move right there to the upside. We have that move now that just broke that 10.45, so that actually confirmed a neckline. And now we need price to come back down and go below that, break below that structure like we were just talking about, right? And then that would be definitely a head and shoulders pattern there created, and an opportunity to re-short that position at 82 1/4 to 82 1/2. But we'll kind of just wait and see. It might just take off to the long side and bust the whole thing, you know. So you just don't know. We got to watch it and see. I've got an entry still at 84 3/4, and just kind of watching it there.
Yeah, bounced off perfectly out of the song we had, the original song.
Yeah. With that
3 ticks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're still respecting that a little bit, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll draw out this head and shoulders pattern here if it gets completed. If we can kind of get this, if we need a break below this 81. If we can get a break below 81, then it is a confirmed head and shoulders pattern, and we would look for an entry to the short side. But actually we would look for an entry to the long side first, and then back into the short side. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove my trade at this point.
Order canceled.
I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. just in case it wants to bust long. It's kind of already done its job at this point, which was to create that right shoulder, the right shoulder low anyway. So we'll kind of see if price wants to continue to go short here or go long. So we'll just watch it. So price is definitely respecting the 1025 zone that we have in there. You see that? It's definitely respecting that right now. So we'll kind of see if that wants to push down for us right here. So it's 11 o'clock. Normally I'd be shutting this thing down, but I'm going to go ahead and stay a little bit longer to see if we can kind of complete this process here. One way or the other. We'll kind of watch it and see what we can do here, if we can get an opportunity, because normally we take one trade a day for the room as far as the 1 point a day, and that's taken from either Soto or Mitchell, and there's no trades there from them yet. So this could be a day we don't have any trades for the 1 point a day challenge, and that's okay. You know, nothing wrong with that, right? We're doing extremely well there. I'm growing the account greatly, so not going to push any kind of trade when we don't need to. All right, so price is pushing up, so we've got to watch here now to see what it wants to do here.
Coming into our
Yeah, it's in our zone.
up there.
It's in our zone.
Yeah.
Are you in this trade here?
No, I did not enter yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of buyers pushing into that, but that is a zone there it's rejecting out of. Start at 86, it's a good zone. So now the neck's been broken, so now if you're going to look for a head and shoulders pattern, it has to go now to the left side. It has to become at 1035 at this point. So removing that for the time being. So
1035?
yeah, that will have to become the left shoulder now, since we have a new high right now going on.
Okay.
If you were looking for that head and shoulders pattern, that has to be broke now. So you can't have two heads, right? So
Right, I hear you.
So 86 is definitely a beginning of a zone. It's being pushed in. Not rejecting real hard yet. It got about 3 ticks into a rejection, and then it's still pushing a little bit higher. So where do you have a trade in this zone here, Soto? Do you have one in this area?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go right at 80. Oh, just pick me up.
You're
86, yes, 86 and a half.
Uh-oh.
And I just took it out.
Just take it, took
It's
it
got a
out.
cut.
Okay. No
Yeah.
worries. So we have a higher zone here at 88 and a quarter. So we're watching that.
Yeah.
Right
Went
now,
to 88.
it's gone to 88, 87.75 right now. We have a zone at 88 and a quarter, which is a hourly zone, so it could push it to that. We're going to move that now since it's busted that zone there. So it one ticked you out, didn't it?
Yeah, just one tick.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's okay. That's part
No
of it.
plastic ticks.
Yeah, we see that a lot. But that's all right. We also make a lot of points, so we can't say
Yeah.
that. I mean, we're also pretty good at our timing, so that's okay. You know, no big deal, right?
Nope.
All right, so you've got a trade now, so we can definitely chalk up a trade for the 1 point a day challenge, which would be a loss for today, 1 point loss.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you'll do, take a screenshot of that for me, because I'm gonna try to every day between you and Soto there, kind of mark that up. So take a screenshot for me when you get a chance. I know you might be looking at the trade here, so you don't have to do it now, but before we update that, I want to show that screenshot, so people don't think, well, you're just not showing screenshots, you're just saying you won or lost. Well, we don't do that here, man. We don't have nothing to hide here. I'm not trying to sell you anything. So we're showing you what it is and what it isn't. So we'll get that here in a few minutes, and we'll do the update here in a few more minutes. Possibly looking for a rejection out of the zone up here, so kind of hanging in a little bit longer than normal because of that. See if we can get an opportunity into this area here. I think we'll go at 88.5 and
Order
take a
pending.
quick short here at 88.25. See if we can get some play out of that area.
Order
Kinda pushing
filled.
pretty hard though, so
Yep.
All right, I'm in. So it pushed me in. So we'll see if I can.
Target
Got my
filled.
first
I'm in.
target filled, and
Yep.
got my trailer stop running. So good. That's good
Yep.
there. We got a good rejection. So
I think we both got in. Where you get in at?
I got in at 88.25.
Nice.
Took a heat there, or two ticks of
88,
heat.
you said 88, 20, I'm sorry, say that again?
88 and a quarter.
Nice, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I took 2 ticks
Oh.
of heat.
Yeah. We took, yep, I took,
What'd you get in?
I got in at 88 flat.
88 flat. Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah,
you
I
got
was-
your point too. Then good.
Yep, I got the first, set of points, and now I'm trailing. You and I are both trailing now.
Yeah, we're both. I'm locked into at 88
Yep.
even for 1 tick. Got my first point off.
And
Yeah.
I just got my second position.
Okay, you took your second position. Good. That's
Yep.
what being patient does, man. Good job. That's being
Yep.
patient, not chasing a bad trade, not chasing a loser. And
Nope.
this is now you're into profit already. You know what? I mean,
That's,
so that's what's good about this is the fact that hey, man, you got that 1 point stop is so important. People just don't
Yeah.
understand. You can recover from 1 point stops, man. You can't recover from, or you can, but it takes a long time to recover from 5, 6, 8 point stops, 10 point stops. A lot of people teach, man. We just can't do that. It's just tough to do that. But that 1 point becomes extremely important. So it becomes very, very, very valuable if you give it time and let it grow. That 1 point that's worth $50 today is worth $50,000 in the future, and not too distant future at that. So just be patient, learn to get that 1 point, and wait for the trades to present itself. So nice job, man. You recovered from it. You took a loss, and then but you didn't panic. You
No.
waited for our zones for our method to still prove itself to you, and it did. And you're up.
Yep.
I mean, it's going to bounce right here. We know that, so we could actually technically tighten our zone up if we want to and lock in another point. But you might want to do. I don't know if you're doing that or not. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm in lock it in here. Yeah, I just did that.
You locked it in. So I'll
Yeah.
lock in then with you. I'll lock in one more point. So now guaranteed 2 points here. So for the position, so that's great. We're up 2 1/4 points on this one position. Kind of letting it run. But we know it's going to bounce right here off this because of the support it's running into right now. That was resistance at 1035. We know it's
Yeah.
bouncing off of that. We know it's going to happen. So we just tighten our position up to go ahead and lock in another point. And that's what we've done.
I went ahead and locked in 2 points and a quarter, and I'm out.
Oh, okay. 2 1/4.
Yeah, I just have to do it just as because of that loss.
Yeah,
I just want
absolutely.
to make sure I'm up, get sure everything pays off.
Yeah, good for you, man. Yeah, awesome. I love it. That's called money management, man. You know, that's called managing your trade is what that's called, managing your portfolio. So very
Yep.
good job. And I know you're trading with 34, 35 contracts or what have you. So
34, yeah.
34 contracts, so you manage your money. You know, you make money, but you manage your money. You preserve your money, but you also take opportunities when they present themselves. And based on your method, and that's what was good, you weren't scared to take the trade. You took the trade, and it worked
Yeah.
out for you. Scared money.
Yeah.
This is just like gambling, man. At the casino, scared money never wins, right? So you.
It doesn't. I was actually one tick. I was even a tick closer than you. You were one tick in a better position than I was.
Yeah, but we knew that area right there was going to give us our trade, and it did. So.
Yeah, so it was perfect.
That's perfect. So yeah. So, but nice job for the fact that you took a
Stop
loss,
filled.
but then you got right back in there because our method said there's another opportunity, and you took it and you got your money. So good job. That's what I like. All right, I'm out of the position. It took me out with a point, so locked in.
Sweet.
So 2 points out of that deal there. So that was nice. So still watching. I mean, we can call it a day here, if we want to, and so we might do that. But it's kind of interesting to see. Well, actually, I'm going to because it's 11:10.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and wrap some stuff up. But let's go ahead and update everything for everybody. So if you can send me your chart, if you don't care of that first trade,
Nope, I'll do that now.
or you can do both of them. It don't matter. But we'll just go off the first chart. So let me kind of explain real quick for Alan. Let me type this in. I know Alan likes this. He can only read the chart.
Oh,
So took trade short at 88 1/4. at 2088 or 2988. Do this 2988 and 2.5 based on hourly supply zone. Took first target at 87.25. And I can't see the screen. Give that update to Alan there. Took trade short at 29.88.25 based on the hourly supply zone. Took first target at 87.25, trailed second, and locked in second position at 88.25 for 2-point profit. Alright, so there you go, Alan. Hope that helps. Alright, so as soon as huh?
Yep, I'm sending you this now. It's just a little busy, but
that's all right, as long as I can see the first trade of the day. Just always, did you mark that up by any chance, or I can?
I did, and it's pretty obvious because I was able to. I took a screenshot of that first entry.
Okay.
Before I took the second one, so that's a lot clearer.
Yeah. Okay. So just send me that one then. That'd be fine. Because that's the one we're promoting for the channel. Even though you ended up positive with the second trade, but we always take the first trade. So, and it was a loss. So we're going to record that for the spreadsheet for the 1 day point a day challenge as a loss. Okay, even though you took a good second trade and made good money out of it for the day, we always take our first trade between you and Mitchell. So everybody listening, that's how we do it. We don't just wait and give you the winner. So that's not what we do. We take the first trade, win or lose, from Soto or Mitchell, and that's what we post. So this is a good example why his first trade was a loss, but his second trade made good money and made up and is a net profit for the day. But we're not going to show that. We're not going to explain that on the individuals. We're just going to show the 1.1, 1 point lost. Okay. All right, man. Let me know when you got that to me.
Yep, I already emailed you.
Oh, okay.
So.
Let me pull it up then. Fine. There it is. Trade 3 today. What's that mean? Okay, here, hold on.
Yeah, the first one is the take profit. The second one was the full 1 point loss, and the third one is the win.
Okay, that's the one I want. It's the full tick loss here. All right, excellent. There we go. I think it should be on your screen now.
Yeah, I see it.
You see it? Okay. All right, so guys, this is Soto's first trade of the day. It's a loss, as you can see. He entered the position at 86.50 right here. Okay, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm showing you this is the first loss that we're going to record on our spreadsheet of today. He entered it at 86.50. Took a quick loss at 87.50, a 1 point stop. Okay, price busted through that little zone temporarily, and got him, for the first trade, for first loss of the day. But he ended the trade based on parameters. It just spiked up. Price had been going sideways. It just decided to spike, and that's okay. We can't control that. We just take our loss and take our lumps and move forward. And he did that very nicely today. He managed his trade, took his loss, and then got back in it again and made his money back plus some. So nice job there. But this is the trade I'm going to update here on the spreadsheet. So let me go ahead and bring in the spreadsheet now, and so you guys can see it's a loss for the day. Okay, it's a loss. So I'm going to go ahead and update that to show this is a loss for today. All right, on the 1 point a day challenge, we took a loss. So 10, 11, 19, one contract traded, points 1, 0, points lost 1. So that's negative. So that gave us a negative $55.20 because we include commissions. Okay, so this is winners and losers include commission. So today we took a loss of $55.20 on one contract. Still doing extremely well, but that brings our new balance from 1878.40 down to 1823.20. Okay, so you can see if you're just checking this out that from an individual standpoint, we're still killing it. You know, from a 1 point a day challenge standpoint, where we started with $1,000 36 days ago or whatever it is, and we're up to $1,823.20 net of commission. Okay, that's a 1 point a day challenge. So today took a loss. Let's see how many losses that is total out of the days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 losses today out of the 35 trades. Only taking 7 losses. So that just shows we're still on top of it. Our entries are great, and if you can learn to nail that entry and learn to nail that first point and in your account, this thing's going to grow exponentially, and we will compound this as it decides to grow. When 2 contracts, we'll do that. We won't go to 2 contracts until we get down to 2,000 in our, or up to 2,000 in our account, I should say. And then at that point, we'll go another contract, and then we'll let that grow accordingly. So we'll be watching this and doing it daily. But this is what we always do. Win or lose, we're going to show you that point. Okay. Alright, so let's get to the part we do over here just for fun. This is just a little team thing here we do for fun. Nothing, doesn't mean a lot, but we kind of keep it. So we base it on one contract for the total number of points. So let me see here, scratch. So I actually lost 3 ticks today for myself. So my total points were 2 and well, hold on a minute. Yeah, it's still gonna be that. So 2. What is your total point? 1, Soto.
Sorry, give me 1 second.
2.25 total 1 for me, but I also have a 2 point. So. So I'm actually negative half a point, 2 tick loss. So, alright. So while Soto's giving us his points there, we'll kind of add that up for the team. But the main thing for everybody to really watch is checking out the channel, the 1 point a day challenge. This is it. The individual results represent that from Soto or Mitchell. And today we took a loss. So we took a $55.20 loss, which includes commissions. Okay, so our balance is still at $1,823.20. So 82% on that account thus far in 36 days or what have you. So I'm still doing extremely well here. Still doing extremely well.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was talking out loud. I thought I was mute. Okay, so total was total was 50.
50 even?
Yep.
But you made, okay, so I've got 52.25 in there. Total loss?
34.
Alright, 34, so 36.75. So 36.75 is a total loss there. Alright, so we still netted out 15.5 points, $462 of commissions. That's what been paid between the team today, $312 profit. So we're up $22,785 as a team. And that's for fun because we all trade different contracts. So that's for fun, but it still shows what we do in this 2-hour window. And that's the point. But the big thing is for the challenge, individual results for the Titan 1 point a day challenge. Today we took a loss, and that's all right. Not a problem. Smaller loss. We always do that. We can always recover from that 1 point loss. All right. So nice job, Soto.
Thank you. Yeah, buddy.
Nice job there. So
okay, sorry, make the math. I wrote also the on the notes here on the chat.
Yeah.
The where I lost, I traded the first loss and then the second trade where I got the points. So in the second trade, I actually ended up with 41.5 points. So positive on that one because of the close position of the trailing. So which is obviously 41.5 is more than 34. So that covered the loss, and plus the 34 contracts we traded at one tick, we closed at one tick profit. That's 8.5 points. So that's how we ended up with 16 net positive.
Yeah, good job, man. Yeah, very nice. That's the way to do it. Good job. Don't freak out when you take a loss. You let your method tell you to still trade or not trade, and it told us to get into another trade, and we did, and we got the bounce, and we made our points, a couple points actually. So, good job, man. Very good job. All right, man. Thanks every guys for being here. Sure do appreciate that. Hope everybody has a great weekend. If you are running the Auto Trader, run it today. Friday will be a good day, so run the Auto Trader if you're running it. If not, then we'll see you guys on Monday. But hope everybody has a good, safe weekend. And again, thanks a lot for being here. If you like anything we're doing, please subscribe and give us a like and check us out. We're new to this, so please be patient with us there. But we're really thankful that you checked us out today and joined us. So thank you again, and look forward to continuing to grow the channel and help out other traders and just let other traders talk to us and give us some of their input as well. So we really enjoy that. So yeah, man, LJ, thanks, dude. Appreciate you being here again. I really appreciate that, man. Hopefully you can learn something along the way, or you can give us some of your input as well. We'd look forward to that. So all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and give it a end the credits here and run the outro, and then we'll see everybody on Monday. But have a great, safe weekend, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been listening and watching the Titan Futures 1 point a day challenge. Live stream. Remember, we're live daily, 9 to 11, and BK, Soto, and Mitchell are here to help. The Titan Futures 1 point a day challenge, where anyone can learn how to day trade the futures market. Till next time.